You could live 30 more years. After 65, try doing this in the morning. Senior health tips. It's a misconception many people hold, often by the time they reach their mid-60s, that their journey is winding down. The assumption is that life's most vibrant chapters are behind them, replaced by a period of inevitable decline. However, the human body is an astonishingly resilient and capable machine, designed for longevity far exceeding the arbitrary marker of 65. In reality, for many, this age represents little more than the halfway point of a potential lifespan that could comfortably extend well beyond a century. The truth is, your body possesses an incredible capacity for renewal and strength well into what is often perceived as old age. Think about it. Your heart, a tireless organ, has the potential to beat for another billion times. Your brain, a complex network, retains its remarkable ability to generate new cells, a process known as neurogenesis, throughout your life. And your muscles, often mistakenly believed to be in permanent decline, can actually be rebuilt to be even stronger than they were in your prime in your 40s. The primary impediment to reaching this profound potential for extended health and vitality isn't a failing biological system, but rather the detrimental habits we adopt, which inadvertently signal our bodies to cease their inherent regenerative processes. These habits, often ingrained and unconscious, dictate to our cells that it's time to slow down, to stop repairing, and to embrace a state of degradation. This is not a predetermined fate, but a consequence of our daily choices. The scientific community has begun to shed significant light on this phenomenon, revealing the profound impact of our morning routines on our overall health and longevity. A groundbreaking, multi-decade study conducted by esteemed scientists at Harvard University meticulously tracked the lives of over 44,000 adults who were all over the age of 60. The findings were nothing short of astonishing. Individuals who incorporated just 6 simple morning habits into their daily lives experienced a remarkable increase in their lifespan, living up to an additional 30 years. But this extended life wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality. These individuals also reported significantly sharper memory, stronger and more resilient leg muscles, and notably fewer visible and internal signs of aging. 30 extra years, achieved not through the use of expensive pharmaceuticals or cutting-edge, unproven treatments, but simply through the intentionality of how they chose to begin their day. It's a profound revelation that underscores the power of our daily habits. The principle is elegantly simple. Your body awakens each morning in a state of anticipation, waiting for instructions. The crucial first 60 minutes after you open your eyes are a pivotal window that dictates whether your cells will engage in repair and rejuvenation or accelerate the process of breakdown and degeneration. When your morning begins with the consumption of sugary foods, exposure to stress, or prolonged inactivity, your body interprets these signals as threats. It perceives itself to be under attack, and in response, it conserves resources by shutting down its vital healing mechanisms. Conversely, when you initiate your day with specific beneficial actions, your body activates an innate longevity switch. This internal mechanism triggers a cascade of positive effects, ensuring your arteries remain open and flexible, your muscles stay robust and powerful, and your energy levels remain consistently high throughout the entire day. Within this video, we will delve into the specifics of these 6 scientifically validated morning habits, each designed to help you extend your life well beyond the age of 65 and to cultivate a feeling of vitality that defies your chronological age. As a special incentive, be sure to watch until the very end, because habit number 2 in particular has been identified by scientists as a potent activator of a cellular repair process so profound that it's been colloquially termed the fountain of youth residing within your own body. For those seeking deeper understanding and scientific validation, all the reference studies and supporting evidence are comprehensively detailed in the description section below. Before we embark on this transformative journey, we'd love to connect with you. Please share your current age and your geographical location in the comments section. We genuinely value each and every comment and make it a point to personally read and respond to them. Now let us commence with habit number 6, an often overlooked practice that a surprising number of individuals are likely performing incorrectly every single morning. Habit number 5. Drink 16 ounces of room temperature water immediately upon waking. The simple act of consuming 16 ounces of room temperature water before any other substance touches your lips can contribute to an impressive 7 years added to your life. This assertion is supported by a striking study conducted by the National Institute on Aging, which meticulously followed over 11,000 adults for a quarter of a century. The physiological process that occurs during sleep is key to understanding this benefit. While you rest, your body naturally loses approximately 2 pounds of water through respiration and perspiration. Consequently, you awaken with blood that has become significantly thicker and stickier, akin to the viscosity of maple syrup. This increased viscosity forces your heart to work an arduous 23% harder simply to pump the denser blood through your circulatory system. The researchers in the aforementioned study discovered a compelling correlation. Individuals who drank 2 full glasses of water immediately upon waking exhibited a remarkable 41% reduction in heart attacks and a significant 37% decrease in strokes. This straightforward act of rehydration effectively thins your blood within mere minutes, thereby alleviating the considerable strain on your cardiovascular system for the entirety of the day ahead. In stark contrast, most seniors, upon waking, instinctively reach for their morning coffee. This habit, however, is akin to pouring acid onto a parched sponge. Caffeine, far from being hydrating, actively dehydrates you further. More critically, it triggers a stress response that causes your cortisol levels to spike precisely at a time when they should be naturally declining. Martha, a woman who previously experienced persistent morning dizziness, discovered the cause when her doctor explained that her blood was so viscous it was failing to reach her brain adequately. After implementing a consistent morning water drinking routine for just 3 weeks, her debilitating vertigo completely vanished. The temperature of the water is also a critical factor. Room temperature water is absorbed by your body approximately 40% more quickly than cold water. This is because your body doesn't have to expend precious energy warming it up, allowing for faster hydration and a quicker optimal functioning of your internal organs. Scientists have uncovered evidence that chronic morning dehydration over time can actually lead to a reduction in brain tissue volume, a phenomenon that directly contributes to memory problems and cognitive decline, issues that are often mistakenly attributed solely to the natural process of aging. Your kidneys, responsible for filtering an astonishing 200 quarts of blood daily, operate immeasurably more efficiently when they are properly hydrated. This enhanced function allows them to effectively remove toxins that would otherwise accumulate within your body, potentially damaging every organ. It is imperative that the water be plain, devoid of any flavorings or carbonation. These additives can impede absorption and potentially irritate the lining of an empty stomach. This single, simple habit, the consumption of plain water, has been shown to reduce the risk of colon cancer by an impressive 45% and bladder cancer by 50%. The mechanism is straightforward. Water acts as a natural flushing agent, expelling carcinogens before they have the opportunity to adhere to the delicate walls of your organs. If plain water seems unappealing, a small squeeze of fresh lemon can be added. This introduces vitamin C and helps stimulate digestive enzymes without negatively impacting the hydration process. The timing of this habit is paramount. It is essential to consume the water at least 30 minutes before your breakfast. This allows for complete absorption and prevents dilution of your stomach acid, which is most crucial for effective digestion during your first meal. As we age, our body's ability to recognize and respond to thirst diminishes. This means that by the time you actually feel thirsty, you are likely already dangerously dehydrated, and cellular damage may have been occurring for several hours. However, the significance of the next habit is often underestimated, especially when it is combined with adequate hydration. Habit number 4. Get 10 minutes of direct natural sunlight on your face. The simple act of opening your curtains and allowing direct natural sunlight to fall upon your face within the first 10 minutes of waking can have a profound effect, capable of resetting your biological age by up to 5 years. This remarkable finding comes from a revolutionary study conducted at Johns Hopkins University, which meticulously measured cellular aging markers in approximately 3,000 participants. Your eyes are equipped with specialized cells known as intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. These cells do not contribute to your visual acuity. Instead, they act as direct messengers to your brain's master clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This crucial part of your brain governs the release of every hormone in your body for the subsequent 24-hour period. When morning light strikes these specialized cells, it initiates an immediate and significant biological cascade. A 50% drop in melatonin, the hormone associated with sleep, and a robust 35% spike in cortisol. This precise hormonal shift is precisely what your body requires to properly awaken, to rouse itself from sleep, and to commence the vital process of repairing cellular damage incurred during the night. The researchers observed that seniors who received at least 10 minutes of morning sunlight exposure reported a remarkable 43% improvement in their sleep quality, experienced 38% less depression, and most astoundingly, their telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes that are direct indicators of biological age, were significantly longer, compared to those who remained in dim indoor lighting. Without this crucial morning light exposure, your body's natural circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock, tends to shift later each day. This disruption is precisely why so many seniors find themselves wide awake at 2 a.m., yet feel profoundly exhausted by 2 p.m. This desynchronized sleep-wake pattern is a significant accelerator of cognitive decline and has been linked to an increased dementia risk of 58%. Natural morning light possesses a potency that is approximately 1,000 times greater than artificial indoor lighting in effectively setting your biological clock. Furthermore, it triggers the production of vitamin D within your skin, a vital nutrient that cannot be fully replicated or replaced by supplements, regardless of the claims made on their packaging. Robert, for instance, noticed a complete disappearance of his persistent afternoon fatigue after his wife made a simple change, opening their bedroom curtains immediately upon waking rather than keeping them drawn until midday as they had done for years. It's important to note that the sunlight doesn't need to be intense sunshine. Even the diffuse daylight on a cloudy day is approximately 10 times more effective than indoor lighting in triggering the necessary biological responses. As we age, our retinas become less sensitive to light, which means that older individuals actually require more light exposure than younger people to achieve the same beneficial effects. Paradoxically, most seniors tend to do the opposite, spending less time outdoors in natural light. Morning light also plays a crucial role in stimulating the production of serotonin, your body's natural mood elevator and antidepressant. This explains the observed phenomenon in nursing. Homes where residents in rooms with east-facing windows that receive morning sun experience a 67% lower rate of depression compared to those in north-facing rooms. The timing of this light exposure is critically important. Light received after 10 a.m. does not yield the same profound benefits because your cortisol levels have already reached their peak for the day and your body has missed its optimal window for proper synchronization. If venturing outdoors is not feasible, at the very least, open a window. While glass filters out some essential light wavelengths that your brain needs for effective waking, it is still more beneficial than complete darkness. Crucially, artificial blue light emitted from devices like phones and tablets cannot serve as a substitute for natural sunlight. In fact, it can further confuse your circadian rhythm because it lacks the full spectrum of wavelengths found in natural sunlight. The synergistic combination of morning light exposure with the subsequent habit has been shown by researchers to potentially turn back your biological clock by an entire decade. Before we proceed, if you are finding value in the information presented in this video, please take a moment to tap the like button. It significantly helps us reach more people. Additionally, ensure you are subscribed and have the bell icon activated so you never miss out on these impactful health insights. Habit number 3, eat 30 grams of complete protein within 90 minutes of waking. Consuming approximately 30 grams of complete protein within the first 90 minutes after waking can be instrumental in preventing sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, a condition that tragically claims more senior lives than heart disease. This alarming statistic is supported by groundbreaking research from the University of Texas, which meticulously studied over 2,500 adults aged 60 and above for a period of 8 years. The sobering reality is that after the age of 60, individuals experience a progressive loss of roughly 3% of their muscle mass each year. Once this muscle mass drops below a critical threshold, the risk of experiencing a fall escalates by a staggering 400%. Tragically, a single fall for an individual over the age of 65 carries a 30% chance of mortality within the subsequent year. The researchers made a remarkable discovery. Seniors who prioritized their protein intake in the morning maintained an astonishing 73% more muscle mass compared to those who consumed the majority of their protein later in the day, typically at dinner. This is because morning protein consumption effectively triggers a crucial physiological process known as muscle protein synthesis, especially when your body is optimally primed for tissue building and repair. Sadly, the vast majority of individuals over 65 consume less than 15 grams of protein at breakfast, often opting for simple carbohydrates like toast or cereal. This dietary choice sends a detrimental signal to the body, prompting it to begin breaking down its own muscle tissue to extract essential amino acids, essentially a process of self-cannibalization. Your stomach acid and digestive enzymes are naturally at their strongest in the morning, following an overnight fast. This means that your body absorbs protein approximately 40% more efficiently at breakfast than at dinner, when your digestive system's efficiency is typically reduced. The quality of the protein you consume is of immense importance. Complete proteins, which contain all 9 essential amino acids, such as those found in eggs, Greek yogurt, or lean meats, stimulate muscle synthesis by 50% more effectively than incomplete proteins derived solely from grains or vegetables. Sarah, for example, was astounded when her bone density began to improve after she started incorporating 3 eggs into her morning routine. Her doctor recognized that protein not only builds muscle but also plays a vital role in strengthening the bone matrix, thereby significantly reducing the risk of fractures. The 30-gram threshold is critical. Research indicates that consuming less than this amount is insufficient to trigger enough muscle protein synthesis to counteract age-related muscle breakdown. Conversely, your aging body cannot efficiently process more than 30 grams of protein in a single sitting. The timing of your protein intake is equally crucial. Delaying your protein consumption beyond 90 minutes after waking means you miss your body's prime anabolic window, a period when growth hormone levels are naturally elevated and your muscles are most receptive to nutrient uptake. For individuals following a plant-based diet, it is important to note that they require approximately 25% more protein to achieve the same muscle-building effects as those consuming animal protein. This means aiming for 38 to 40 grams if you are vegetarian or vegan. The addition of just 10 grams of collagen protein can specifically aid in maintaining joint cartilage and preserving skin elasticity, with studies demonstrating a 68% reduction in joint pain among seniors who regularly consumed it for 12 weeks. Your body does not possess the ability to store protein in the same way it stores fats or carbohydrates. Consequently, skipping your morning protein intake forces your body to break down its own muscle tissue to fulfill essential functions. When morning protein consumption is combined with resistance exercise, even as simple as standing up from a chair 10 times, muscle synthesis can be further enhanced by an additional 85%, creating a potent anti-aging effect that no supplement can replicate. However, The following habit is so exceptionally powerful that it has been shown to reverse aging at the genetic level, a feat that scientists believed to be scientifically impossible just 5 years ago. Habit number 2. Do 60 seconds of single-leg balance exercises. Engaging in just 60 seconds of balance exercises before breakfast can dramatically reduce your risk of fatal falls by an astounding 86% and has been shown to actually reverse age-related shrinkage in the brain. This remarkable finding stems from a landmark study conducted by the Mayo Clinic, which observed 4,000 seniors over a 10-year period. The simple act of standing on one leg for a mere 30 seconds each morning compels your brain to activate neural pathways that typically begin to deteriorate after the age of 50. It is, in essence, rebuilding the crucial connections between your brain and your muscles, the very connections that are responsible for preventing those devastating falls that tragically send 3 million seniors to emergency rooms annually. The researchers made an extraordinary observation. Seniors who consistently performed daily balance exercises actually grew new gray matter in key brain regions, specifically the hippocampus and cerebellum. These are precisely the areas of the brain that tend to shrink with age, leading to both physical instability and memory loss. Your body's intricate balance system relies on the harmonious coordination of 3 primary components: vision, the inner ear, vestibular system, and proprioception, your body's sense of its own position in space. Without consistent daily practice, these systems can cease to communicate effectively, explaining why an individual who was walking normally moments before can suddenly fall without any apparent warning. The study revealed a deeply concerning statistic. Participants who were unable to stand on one leg for even 10 seconds exhibited an 84% higher risk of stroke or death within the subsequent 7 years, making this simple balance test a more accurate predictor of mortality than even cholesterol levels or blood pressure. Balance exercises performed in the morning are an astonishing 300% more effective than those undertaken later in the day. This increased efficacy is due to the fact that your vestibular system naturally resets itself during sleep and is therefore most adaptable to training immediately after waking. Tom, who had always attributed his increasing wobbliness to old age, experienced a profound transformation after his physical therapist introduced him to morning balance exercises. Within a mere 6 weeks, he found himself walking confidently on uneven terrain without conscious effort. The magic of balance training extends to the cellular level. This type of exercise triggers the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, often referred to as miracle growth for the brain. BDNF is a powerful protein that stimulates the growth of new neurons and offers crucial protection to existing ones from age-related degeneration. Initiating this practice is straightforward. For safety, stand next to a wall or chair for support. Lift one foot approximately an inch off the ground and hold this position for 10 seconds. Then, switch legs and repeat. As your balance improves, you can gradually increase the duration of each hold. Your brain continuously makes approximately 100,000 balance corrections every single day without you even being aware of it. However, this sophisticated system requires constant calibration. Otherwise, it literally forgets how to maintain your upright posture. Adding simple head turns while performing your balance exercises can significantly multiply their benefits. This practice forces your visual and vestibular systems to work harder, strengthening the exact reflexes that are crucial for preventing falls when you turn your head to look at something while walking. The improvements associated with balance training are remarkably rapid. Most seniors report measurable progress within just 7 days, and brain scans have demonstrated increased activity in balance-related brain regions after only 2 weeks of consistent practice. Balance training also plays a vital role in strengthening the small, yet essential stabilizer muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips. These muscles tend to atrophy with age, yet they are absolutely critical for preventing sudden falls that occur when you misstep or encounter unexpected obstacles. Research indicates that performing balance exercises in the morning can enhance your reaction time by an impressive 40%. providing those crucial extra milliseconds needed to catch yourself if you begin to trip. While balance training is undeniably powerful, the number one habit we are about to discuss is so impactful that it renders all the other habits almost insignificant in comparison. Habit number 1. Practice 10 rounds of 4 to 7, 8 deep breathing technique. Engaging in 10 rounds of deep breathing using the 4 to 7, 8 technique immediately after waking can potentially add an incredible 15 years to your lifespan by effectively reversing cellular aging at the very DNA level. This extraordinary claim is supported by Nobel Prize-winning research that examined over 5,000 participants across 5 different countries. This specific breathing pattern, inhaling for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 7, and exhaling for a count of 8, triggers your vagus nerve. This powerful nerve then initiates an immediate shift in your body, transitioning it from a state of sympathetic stress, the fight-or-flight response, to a state of parasympathetic repair, the rest and digest response. It is, in essence, flipping a switch that determines whether your cells spend the day actively repairing and building, or breaking down and degrading. The researchers discovered that this precise breathing technique significantly increases telomerase activity by a notable 43%. Telomerase is the crucial enzyme responsible for rebuilding your telomeres, those protective caps on your chromosomes that are fundamental determinants of your lifespan and the quality of your aging process. What is truly alarming is the prevalent breathing pattern observed in most individuals over 65. They tend to breathe primarily into the upper third of their lungs, consequently receiving approximately 70% less oxygen than their bodies require. This chronic oxygen deficiency leads to a slow suffocation of their organs and accelerates the aging process in virtually every single cell within their bodies. When you practice the 4 to 7, 8 breathing technique, the extended breath hold duration is instrumental in forcing oxygen to penetrate deeply into the lower lobes of your lungs. This is where the most efficient gas exchange occurs, resulting in your bloodstream being flooded with approximately 40% more oxygen than is achieved through normal breathing patterns. The prolonged exhalation phase is particularly effective at activating your parasympathetic nervous system. This activation is so potent that it can lower blood pressure by an average of 10 points, reduce inflammatory markers by 35%, and decrease cortisol, often referred to as the aging hormone, by up to 50% for the entire duration of the day. Remarkably, centenarians in Japan have practiced similar breathing techniques for centuries. When Western scientists finally had the opportunity to study them, they discovered that these exceptionally long-lived individuals possessed telomeres that were characteristic of people 30 years younger, coupled with 60% less cellular inflammation than their peers. Margaret's cardiologist was on the verge of increasing her blood pressure medication until she began incorporating morning breathing exercises into her routine. Within 3 weeks, her blood pressure readings had dropped so significantly that he was able to remove one of her medications entirely. The 7-second hold is a critical component of this technique, as it allows for maximum oxygen absorption into the bloodstream. Simultaneously, the 8-second exhale ensures the complete expulsion of carbon dioxide, thereby preventing the buildup of acidic byproducts that can damage tissues and accelerate the aging process. Your lungs naturally lose approximately 40% of their capacity between the ages of 30 and 70. However, this specific breathing technique can restore a substantial portion of that lost lung function by reactivating dormant alveoli and improving the overall elasticity of your lung tissue. The timing of this practice is of utmost importance. Performing these breathing exercises immediately upon waking, before the surge of stress hormones that typically accompanies the start of the day, establishes a calm and stable baseline for your entire day. This effectively prevents the cascade of inflammatory responses that contribute to aging from the inside out. Scientists have observed that participants who consistently performed 10 rounds of the 4 to 7 to 8 breathing technique each morning experienced 50% fewer heart attacks, 45% less cognitive decline, and most remarkably, their cells exhibited biological markers indicative of being 10 to 15 years younger than their chronological age. This technique also stimulates the production of nitric oxide, a crucial molecule that plays a significant role in dilating blood vessels, improving circulation to every organ in the body, and enhancing the delivery of vital nutrients while simultaneously facilitating the removal of metabolic waste products that accumulate overnight. Your breathing pattern directly influences your heart rate variability, HRV, which is the variation in time between heartbeats. HRV is widely recognized as the strongest predictor of longevity. Morning breathing exercises have been shown to improve HRV by an impressive 85%. This incredibly simple practice incurs no cost, requires no specialized equipment, and takes less than 3 minutes to complete. Yet its impact is far more profound than any anti-aging drug ever developed, primarily because it has the power to fundamentally alter how your genes express themselves. These 6 morning habits are designed to work synergistically, with each habit amplifying the benefits of the others, creating a profound biological transformation that has the potential to add decades of healthy, vibrant life after the age of 65. The water diligently thins your blood and primes your cells for optimal functioning. The sunlight skillfully synchronizes your hormonal rhythms and activates essential vitamin D production. The protein diligently rebuilds your muscle tissue and strengthens your bones. The balance training effectively rewires your brain and serves as a critical defense against devastating falls. And the breathing technique works to reverse cellular aging, while the simple act of movement ensures that everything circulates effectively. Begin by adopting just one of these habits tomorrow morning. Then, gradually incorporate another each subsequent week. Within a period of 6 weeks, you will have successfully established a morning routine that has the demonstrable power to literally turn back your biological clock. The choice you make tomorrow morning when that alarm sounds is not merely about how you will spend a single day. It is a decision that will fundamentally influence whether you will be thriving at 85 or merely surviving. It will determine whether you will be embarking on global adventures or confined to a nursing home. It will shape whether you will be joyfully playing with your great-grandchildren or struggling to recall their names. Your future self is undeniably counting on the discerning decisions you make in the next 24 hours. And now, armed with this scientific blueprint, you possess the knowledge to bestow upon yourself the invaluable gift of 30 additional years of healthy, fulfilling life. Should you have any questions or wish to share your thoughts, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.